Hi, everyone. It is me, Marilyn Aloria. I'm having a frustrating morning. Technically, like printers going out, the camera wouldn't, that kind of a morning. And I had such an incredible day. Turning off my phone. I had such an incredible day yesterday and even this morning, and I definitely want to continue to ride that momentum. And what I want to talk to you about is I'm going to teach you a really fun exercise to do with symbols and learning. Hi, Bjork. I'm so glad you're here, sweetie, because I'm going to share this on membership too. I want to teach you a really fun exercise to do with symbols, how to understand the synchronicity of symbols and how they're telling you things and teaching you everyday things, how you can go from one question to a symbol to another symbol, to an understanding, to listening to something, to going somewhere. Hi, Kamal Devi. And so I'm going to wait till people gather. As people are gathering, I want you all to get 3 pieces of paper. It doesn't have to be lined paper. I want you all to get 3 pieces of paper and a pen. And I'm going to show you a game that we're going to play for the next week until the next Facebook Live. And I'm going to show you how great this is. So first I want to tell you, hi, Alice. I want to tell you some great, great stories. So I don't know if a lot of you know, I'm in a Ayurvedic yoga certification program for a year. And when I joined, I knew about this program for like 6 months. I knew I wanted to go deeper into my yoga practice. Hi, Peggy. But I didn't, want to do one of those yoga trainings where I had to do it for like 10 weeks straight every single weekend. I just didn't have, plus I'm on tennis teams and stuff like that. So my weekends are very, very filled and precious with athletic activities. So I wanted to join and I didn't really know why. I didn't know anything about Ayurvedic. And I sat down with my guides and I started talking to them about it. And they were like, you have to join, you have to join, you have to join this program. And I was like, but why? And they were like, it doesn't matter. You just have to do it. And they pushed me to give them my credit card so I could sign up, right, for this program. And I am so glad that they pushed me to do this because the first day I was there, I was amongst yoga teachers. I'm not a yoga teacher. I definitely want to take my 200-hour training eventually. But I was there and the teacher was like, okay, so why did you join Ayurvedic yoga training? What do you know about Ayurvedic? And I'm like, I don't know anything. My guides just told me to be here, so I'm here. And it has been mind-blowing what's been going on with me. So I want to teach you an exercise for those of you who are just joining. Hi, Jessica. Hi, Sue. Hi, Laura. Hi, Peggy. Go get pieces of paper. They don't have to be lined. Get a pen to write with. We are going to do a really fun activity and exercise. Hi, Cindy. And we're going to meet here next week and talk about the results of this activity and exercise. So hi, Adina. So I want to continue to tell you a little bit about what went on with me. A lot of you are in membership, so you've heard my story about, it's just been very life-changing experiences. And so I'm going to try to say this really quickly so we can get to the exercise and the activity. There's 2 things going on. One, I've been really studying you guys and learning what makes my audience tick, what keeps my audience from moving into activity, what keeps them stuck on the fence, why aren't they doing the things that they want to be doing, why are they feeling trapped, why are they on the hamster wheel, all those questions. So I've really been studying the dynamics of my audience. And what I have learned so far, and maybe I'm wrong and you can educate me more, is you definitely are all in a place where you know that the dreams in your heart are meant to be lived, that you know that you're meant to make a mark on this world, that you know that you're called for something big, but you don't know how to get from A to Z. We already know that. What happens is you get frozen where you don't make decisions and then you easily go into overwhelm. And what I'm recognizing from that is that many of you are out there buying different types of products that are answering the question, right? So you're looking at a product that's going to help you to motivate you into action to live the life that you dream about. And the product is making a promise that it's going to answer all questions. You're going to be healed tomorrow. Everything is going to be great. It's not true. Everything is a domino effect to something else. So you start with a product, you start learning about something, And then you go to something else, and you go to something else, and you go to something else. And maybe that product is a great foundation, like Membership for Your Soul is a great foundation for a lot of things. So Viorica says you've got it correct. Great, thank you. So what I find is then you have shiny new object syndrome, right? So you're like, oh, I'm going to buy that now. I'm going to buy that now. I'm going to buy that now. And that's going to heal everything. And I'm going to finally get there. And then you're like so friggin' overwhelmed, you don't even watch the product. You don't even engage in the product. And then you don't do anything. And now you're feeling crappy about yourself because you're not doing the work. You're still where you were 6 months ago. You're feeling completely stuck. And you just feel like, well, I'm just, it's almost like giving up in a way. So a couple of things I want to be clear about. And my predictions for June are going out. We're changing the title to Intuitive Listening for Powerful Decision Making. Because my goal is to work with all of you that are high achievers, that want to make something happen in your life. I no longer want to have these. I feel like a lot of my students are the types of students that I have to almost twist your arm to like do something. Not membership, sorry, not going to put them in that category because they're very action-oriented people. And of course, I can't speak to all of you. Hi, Lisa. Because I don't know all of you, right? I'm generalizing a thing, but I'm being very honest and truthful. So we're playing a game, and I want to tell you stories first, real quick, as to why this works. So get 3 pieces of paper, they don't have to be lined, and a pen. We're going to play this game for a week and come back and talk about what you learned. This is a symbolic game to show you how synchronicity works in your life. So Friday night, I was heading off to yoga. And I was in one of those spaces where, oh my goodness, nothing is changing. I don't even know why I'm in this program. I mean, I'm studying science. I'm like, what am I doing here? I'm so overwhelmed. I can't get everything done. I'm feeling so frustrated, so stuck. I'm just so fed up. And I went into the class and I was supposed to do a guided meditation for them. And I told the teacher, I don't want to do it. I just want to be a student right now. I just want to observe. I was depressed. I was like a little sad. And Saturday came and I started feeling better, and it's really an incredible program. Carrie Janelle is my teacher. I'll have her on membership because she's so good. And I went Saturday and I was feeling better, and I was like, did the practice, and I'm learning so much and really learning about myself because that's what you do in these programs, right? And then I went for a walk that night with my dogs, and my guide said, you need to listen to one of your own channel sessions. So I grabbed my recorder. I have thousands, right? But I grabbed the recorder that probably has a couple of hundred on it. And I went to file, there's 5 files on it. I went to file 1. And I'm walking and I'm driving in the car and I'm listening and I'm like, oh my God, like they're answering all my questions from a year prior. The same questions I had today in June of 2017, they were answering in August of 2016. Don't remember the exact dates. I think it was August 10th. And I was like, oh my God. And I get out of the car with the dogs and I hit something, so the recording went away. And I was like, fuck, excuse my language, can't curse on Facebook, sorry. And I'm walking with the dogs and I'm like, all right, go back to file 1. It must have been the first one, and I hit it and I can barely hear it because I have to use a microphone. And I'm like, all right, it wasn't that one. Where should I go, Spirit? And they said, go to file 5. So I went to file 5 and I hit play because there's like 40 or 50 recordings on each file. And it was loud enough for me to hear, but it wasn't the one that I was listening to before. And I was listening to it, and all of a sudden it just skipped on its own. I didn't do a thing. And it went to the one that I was initially listening to. And it was amazing. Everything that I was questioning in that moment about my life, what I was doing, the same questions I had a year prior, which was a little disappointing at first until I heard the answers and how they told me everything I was going to do in the future that I was doing. Did they lay the seed? I don't know. Did they predict for me? My guides are big predictions for future. It doesn't matter. They told me that I was going to create a life where I was going to start doing everything that I wanted to do, where I wasn't going to be overwhelmed with time and readings, where I was going to have time for yoga, have time for tennis, have time for teaching. They told me I was going to find a business coach and when I was going to find them. They told me I was going to change membership to not worry about it until January. This was before I even found the teacher and the coach. They told me all these things. And I was in such a place of peace after, because I was able to trust, oh, yeah, I'm supposed to be in this Ayurvedic yoga training right now. Oh, yeah, I'm supposed to be teaching everybody right now. So thank you, Sue, for giving me that feedback. She said, love it. So what happened from that point forward? This is why we're going to do this activity. So please get 3 pieces of paper and a pen. What happened from that moment forward was mind-blowing to me. So I went back to Sunday's class. I learned about the parasympathetic nervous system. I'm going to start sharing more personal stories with you guys because I want to help you. Because I had a deep trauma with 9/11 and other things that went on, I went to an incredibly drastic hormonal shift in my body at a very early age. I went into I've never shared this with anyone. I just shared this with membership yesterday. I went into a very early menopause at an extremely early age that could be devastating. And I went through all these things. And when I was learning with the parasympathetic nervous system and in yoga, I was learning how the physical is so important with the mental, the spiritual, and the emotional. I always kind of knew that. But I didn't understand how when you go through a trauma, what your body goes through and how you have to heal it. So I'm going to start bringing all of this to all of you guys because I want you to start having a full life, not just one area. So ending the story, what happened after that is I came home, and there's a lot more that happened that I'll start sharing with you guys, and what I'm being treated for now, and how all of a sudden I'm like, oh my God, I'm healed. I'm being healed. It's like amazing. But what happened is I started really listening. I started seeing the symbols in my life. And guys, I've been doing this for 14 years, and I'll see a hummingbird, and I don't necessarily know what it means in the moment. I know what hummingbirds stand for, but I don't necessarily know what Spirit's saying to me in the moment. So I started, because somebody in membership said, I still don't know what the symbols are answering my questions. So that's why we're playing this game today. So I started paying attention, and I'm not going to get into the whole thing because I want to move on. And I have questions, right? Started paying attention to the symbols, started listening to what they were saying with the symbols, started following their direction, what they wanted me to do. So they showed me a symbol, told me there's so many specifics I can give you. I'll give you at the end of this exercise. If you want to hear them, you could just type in the thing and let me know. But I went on a hike, listened to this particular podcast. The guy was saying, John Gray, by the way, Lewis Howes interviewing John Gray, great podcast. John Gray was saying everything that I believe about being authentic. I was talking to John Lennon the other day. He said he didn't worry about his audience. He just had to be authentic and original, and he had to speak his truth. And it was everything that my guides have been telling me. And then it went to a healing with my father. John Gray said something about his father. I picked up the phone and called my father and told him I love him. It went to all these different places. And then all of a sudden I got a text about an incredible opportunity that I can't share right now. And I started seeing the synchronicity and the change. So many other things happened that I can't even get in here because we want to get to your life. So I really want to teach you. I want to tell you one thing. When I channel, my eyes don't roll in back of my head. I don't speak in different languages. I don't shake and vibrate. Sometimes will move my head and my body a bit. It's like having a conversation with you. Stop waiting for something to happen that is so lightning coming through the room. It's a conversation like this. Just start practicing that. The other thing too is it's just so much easier than you think. So let's get the papers. All right. On each piece of paper, and I'm going to do this with you, you're going to write a question. So I'd like you to write it in the top part because you're going to fold it over so you don't see the question. So let me write one now. I'm pretty private though about this stuff. So okay, I didn't even know I was going to do this question, but I'm going to share this one. So I wrote, what do I need to know about my business so I can reach more people with the incredible messages my guides are giving me? So you write it right there, Okay, so everybody right now, very dizzy, kind of feeling good. Everybody right now, write, and if you only have one question, it's fine. I kind of would like three. You can do 5 to 7 too, but let's start with three. Write your question in the first top of the paper. If any of you don't understand this, and we're going to do this for a week, and then we're going to talk about it next Wednesday when I'm live. If any of you don't understand this, write it in the comments section, and I will check it right away and answer your questions. But take a few moments now to do that, and I'm just going to check my Facebook page while you're doing that. Okay. All right, so I'm not seeing any, it seems like you all got this, so take another minute or two to write the question. I'm going to write mine now too. Hi, Pia. We're doing a exercise right now where we're taking 3 pieces of paper and we are writing questions on the top of each piece of paper, okay? So we're writing a question on each piece of paper like this, okay? So if you want to join us, please do. Now, you don't want to write yes or no answers, questions, but it's okay. Like, should I move? That's okay, because I'll show you how to work around that. And if you're just joining us, Pia, you can even just write one as we go further. So I'm going to give you about 20 more seconds, and we're going to do this, because you can always come back to this and do this later. Because we're going to do this for a week. Remember, I'm just checking my Facebook page because sometimes the comments don't catch up. Okay, so I'm going to stay with you live. Hi, Elizabeth. So if you're joining us now, just follow along with us right now, because this is going to be an incredibly powerful exercise for you to do for the next week. And we're going to discuss this all together as a group next week. And I may even post on my business page to see how you guys are doing, if you need further understanding in symbolic symbols and stuff. What this is teaching you, excuse me, I have an itchy nose. Hi, Teresa. What this is going to teach you is how symbols are allowing you to have synchronistic living. Many of you will see a symbol and you won't know how it's answering the questions that you have. You don't fully understand it. And you don't even understand how that one symbol is creating an opening to something else, to a deeper understanding, or how you can take that one symbol that you see and allow it to drive you in your life so that you're really living in complete connection with your source inside of you, source outside of you, and on your life's purpose and on the path. And these symbolic living with your guides, with yourself, it's an incredibly powerful way to live your life. It's been incredibly powerful for me. And do I sometimes ignore the symbols? Yes, I do, but I'm really not doing that anymore because I want to be in synchronicity all the time. I think it's pretty incredible. fold, but I want you to fold it over. So I would say fold it over like this so you don't see the question. So you want to fold it over, let me show you, like that pretty much, so you don't see the question. You can even tape it closed. You could take a piece of tape and tape it closed. This is my question. So Elizabeth, you're going to write your own question, so definitely watch the repeat. But what I wrote is, for this particular one, you're going to write 3 different questions. What do I need to know about my business so I can reach more people with the incredible messages my guides are giving me? So fold over that page so you cannot see the question, right? And then you can tape it even, and do that with every single page, okay? So do that right now with every single page. Fold it over. You don't want to see the question. It's almost like each page has got its own little thing happening. And we are doing it. I think I'm a little hungry. That's why I'm dizzy. All right. So you're folding it over. You now have 3 sheets of paper like this. I don't know which question is which. Oh, wow. What's Marilyn doing? So now you want to kind of shuffle them, right? So you really, truly don't know what question is on which piece of paper. And what you want to do, we're going to do it right now just for the fun of it, but what you want to do is as you go through your week, because we're going to gather again next Wednesday at 12 noon Pacific time and go over what we learned, you want to write down anything that comes to you. So say you wake up in the morning and you have John Lennon's song, Imagine, in your head. And you're like, wow, you know, they're telling me something about the song. And you look up the lyrics and it's like an incredible thing for you. But you're not sure which question it goes to. So instead, you're going to ask Spirit, what piece of paper do I need to put this on? And this is where you're going to learn to trust yourself, right? This is so dark. So you're going to write Imagine on one of these pieces of paper, maybe 2, maybe all 3. Then say you're walking along and you're noticing this beautiful bumblebee that's like playing with a flower. And you're like, wow, that's really, I like that. I like the bees and I'm really attracted to that. So you're going to go to your pieces of paper and you're going to write bumblebee on maybe 1, maybe 2, or maybe 3. It doesn't matter. And you're going to do that for the next 6, 7 days till we talk again. Now, what I would like you to also do, now you may need more paper for this, so you can even number these now or star them, whatever you want to do. And if you have to continue it on so say I'm going to put a star on this question, right? So say I fill up this page completely with symbols and their meanings and everything, because we're going to talk about the meanings now. Then I need more paper. So I'll go to another piece of paper. I'll write a star thing on it so I know it goes for that. And I'll just continue. When you see a bee, when you see a bumblebee, when you get a song in your head, when you hear a title of a book, when you see a quote, Oprah saying something great, and you write it down, write down what you think that means. Or write down like, oh, I saw a bumblebee, and that means impossible dreams coming true. That's what it means for me. So start unpacking the language. Don't just write the symbol down and leave it at that. Unpack the language. So let's play a little game right now where we fill in these sheets. Does everybody follow me? So if you're not following me, let me know and write in the comments. And if you do follow me, we are going to play a symbolic game right now. And we're going to write them on the paper. But it seems like everybody, I'm not getting any comments. Yes, great. Thanks, Sue. Thank you, sweetie. So if you do understand, right? Yes, yay, we understand. Yes, Fiorica, Dina, woohoo! All right. Are you liking it? Put some likes in there if you're liking it. Put some hearts in there if you're liking it. Not that I get to see that stuff on Be Live for some reason, but let me know if you're liking it. Okay, we're getting likes. Great. Okay, good. Okay. You don't see it. Yes. Okay, great. All right, let's go. So what we're going to do now is play a simple symbolic game. And here's the tricky part. Like, you don't know what question's being answered. And you're just going to go with see, what I want, why I'm changing my business is about intuitive living. That's why my predictions is now intuitive listening for powerful decision making. So you're going to see a whole brand change. Great. So close your eyes. breathe into that part of you. For me, intuition lives in the third chakra. But breathe into that part of you, whether that's where it is, the part of you that knows. Trust yourself. This is the biggest thing. You're always asking about trusting your guides. It's about trusting yourself. So breathe into that part of you that knows your infinite wisdom and trust yourself completely. Now, think of the 3 questions you asked and maybe just get a picture of what that would look like in your life. And don't worry if you don't know what that would like. So maybe if you're wanting to write a book, you want to fall in love and you want to have a new house. So maybe you're at a book signing, your husband or wife is standing next to you and he's showing you a text that you just received, the house of your dreams. So take a quick little snapshot of all 3 things happening at once, or what it would mean for you. Maybe you're just feeling really abundant and you're on your boat because you just got a TV show or you got a speaking engagement or your kid is healthy. Whatever it is, right? So just take a snapshot and don't worry about it being like, oh my goodness, Marilyn, I can't get this right. You're getting it right. How did that feel? Now, as you're in this little snapshot, I want you to just really get into it more. Notice what's around you. Notice. And I want you in the distance. To take Why the One paper and write down that song. And if it was a piece of music that just made you feel something, write that down. Whatever the song, that song and how it made you feel. You me know if I'm back. Let me know if I'm back, otherwise I'll restart a new one. Okay, great, great. So, Sue, can you let me know where you left off? We did the second thing, which was an insect. Did you guys get that? So let me know if you got the insect. Or Victoria or Nancy, just let me know if you got the second question. Okay, great. Great, great, great. All right, so I'm assuming I'm seeing all the responses. Okay, so you didn't get that one. Okay, great. So let's do, but you did get the first one, which was the song, correct? Please respond. Let me know that you got the first one that was the song. And hopefully this is still recording. Okay, so where did it go out? No insect. Okay, but did you get the song? Did the music one come through, right? No music or yes music. Okay, okay, great. Let's go back in then. So go back in to yes at the song, yes song. Okay, great. Okay, so you did get the song. Okay, let's go back into, okay, it was garbled. Okay, so let's do the whole thing again. Okay, we'll do the whole thing again. So go back in, close your eyes, go into that image, and I'm going to keep my eyes open to make sure that everything's cool. Go back in, go into that image. Feel it. Feel what it feels like. Notice the things around you. Notice what you're wearing. And I want you to hear a song in the distance. And if it's only a piece of music, don't worry about it. Just hear the song in the distance. Notice how you feel hearing the song. And then I want you to open your eyes and I want you to go to your sheets and write down, whether it's on one or all three, what that song was, even if it was a piece of music, and how it made you feel. So I want you to write down what that song was and how it made you feel. Let me make sure you guys are understanding. And you may write it on one page, you may write it on all three. Okay. Start wrapping it up. On each 3 pages, it depends. Okay, so Viorica, I explained this all and unfortunately it got cut out. It depends on which page you want to write it on. So now you want to intuitively go to the paper and just pick a page or pick all 3 that you intuitively want to write this piece of music on. You don't know what questions it's answering. Spirit knows. So just go to either one of the pieces of paper, sweetie, or all 3. Like my song, I only wrote it on 1. But the other symbol that we're going to do now, I wrote on all 3. Okay, if that's not clear, let me know. What I'll do, guys, is I'll actually record a video explaining this particular exercise again so that you guys can have it forever and not be cut in and out through Facebook Live. Okay, so you can go back to it and fill it in more, but I want to move on. So I want you to close your eyes and go back into that image and feel it. This is the image where all 3 things are happening at once, or it's just in your life, whether you're sailing on a boat, but you know that that book is written, that you have a speaking engagement next week, and that your kid is sitting right next to you and you're so happy, you know, whatever it may be. And you're in that image and it's amazing and you can feel it. And now you see an insect And it can be any kind of insect. I don't want you to second guess it. I just want you to see the insect. Notice how it makes you feel seeing this insect. And then write it down now on the page. Write down the insect, whichever page you want. You may want to write it on one. You may want to write it on all three. You may want to write it on just two. Just intuitively go to the page where you feel this insect is answering the question. So go to that page and write down the insect and write down how you feel when you saw that insect. This is a way of breaking down the symbols for yourself. So take a few moments now to do that. Okay, start wrapping it up. And now I want you to go back into that image. And if you didn't get to finish writing on all the pages or one page, however you want to do it, don't worry about it. You can always go back to it. Now I want you to go back into that image and feel it. Now you've got the music playing, the insects around you. Even if the insect was, I don't really like cockroaches, they freak me out, you know. Even if it's something like that, you don't want it. And now when I see them on their back squiggling around, I flip them over. Don't even ask me why, because they freak me the heck out. But I don't like seeing things suffer. So now go into this image and feel how you feel now. Maybe it's not as vivid as it was before, but you still feel a sense of peace, like this is yours. And now I'm going to do something tricky. In this image, I want you to pick out a symbol that is jumping out to you. I'm not going to give you a category. I just want you to pick out a symbol that is jumping out to you. So for an example, in my image, I'm on a deck in my lake house. It's beautiful out. Sitting there with the love of my life, and we're writing. And the image that sticks out is a wooden bench, a green wooden water warped bench that I love. Never seen it before, and it's got a pot of flowers on it, and I already know what it means. And what they're saying it means to me is we were at a flea market and we bought that together and it was incredible. So I'm going to go to my pages and write that wooden bench. And what do benches mean? They hold you up. I love benches. I love antique things like that sometimes, you know. So see a symbol. See what jumps out at you. And go to your pages and either write it on one page or all three. What the symbol was and what it made you feel and what you think it means. Okay, take a few more moments. And for those of you who have finished, since there's a delay, tell me how that was for you, picking a symbol on your own. Tell me how the experience was for you. And I'll give you a couple more seconds now to finish up, and you can go back to this, and I'm going to tell you what you have to do for the next week again. Okay. Anna got vanilla ice cream. I don't even like vanilla. Great. So we'll see what that means for the question that you put it under, because what is going to happen is, like, why don't you like vanilla? What maybe it was like when we were kids, the Carvel ice cream cake was the most popular thing, and it was chocolate, strawberry, and vanilla. And I was in a family of 4, and we all had our favorites, right? And that was like kind of interesting to me in the family. You know, that whole ice cream thing. So you want to kind of unpack it a little bit more. And maybe it's answering the question that you have, you're feeling difficulty or struggle, and it's like vanilla, it's boring, and you need to throw some excitement into your life. So you really want to lean into the symbolic language, the symbols that your guides are giving you. I don't want you looking at the questions. You're not allowed to look at them until next Tuesday. So I'm going to answer a couple more of your questions, but let me finish out this lesson. And I have such a busy schedule, but I'm going to do my best to, maybe I'll do it on membership. I'll figure it out and then share it with you guys. I will do an abbreviated version of this exercise so you guys have it, so you could go back to it, because it's such a fun exercise to do. So you'll have pages like this, right? And you're going to keep adding to them. So my thing isn't on every single one. It's on, like, this one has got the most. I don't know what this question is. So all through the week, and you don't have to do this with everything, but add to it, add the symbols to it. You can go into that image. We're going to do more of that work together down the line with this work, with what I'm doing with you guys. But go into that image, see what you see, or just notice what you see in your day, what song you wake up with, or a book that somebody mentions that you feel. Get in touch with that electrifying feeling inside, right? I'm trying to teach you to trust your intuition and live by your intuition. Whether that lives in your heart or your third chakra, wherever that lives. And that's interesting. They're talking to me, I'm sorry. And just keep adding to this paper. And remember, if you have to use another page, use another page. And like, I got butterfly, right? So I could go online or go to Ted Andrews' books and look up this. I know butterfly is a transmutation through joy. So, but if I didn't know what butterfly meant, I would look up the symbolic meaning of the butterfly, and I would only take the meaning I like. So if you Google that, you're going to see 100 pages on the symbolic meaning of butterfly, but just take the one you like, and you can fill in more here. On Tuesday, because we're going to talk again on Wednesday about it, but I want you to do this exercise by Tuesday. I'll even check in with you on the Facebook page, maybe even go live quickly. I have to look at my calendar. But Tuesday, you're going to open it up, and you're going to look at the question and see how it answered it. Now, it may not answer it fully. But it will give you further clarification. What this exercise is doing, because it does a lot of times answer it, it's helping you to open up the blinders to your life. It's helping you to, excuse me, my nose is itchy, open up the blinders in your life so you can receive more, understand more, make better choices, better decisions, clearer decisions, so you don't get distracted. So I'm going to tell another quick story, and then I'm going to go to what you guys said. So you guys know I play tennis. I'm on 2 tennis teams. There's actually been some stuff going on with the tennis teams. It's becoming no longer fun for me on these particular teams. And I was in a very important meeting on Monday, received a text. I usually don't look at my phone, from one of the captains, and it really got me. And it threw my day out a little bit for about a half an hour. And I'm not going to allow that to happen anymore, because I'm very focused on getting my message out. I'm very focused on my yoga practice. I'm very focused on these incredible people that are coming into my life, these opportunities. And so I'm going to start looking for other tennis situations. Definitely leaving one team, may not leave the other. We'll see what happens. But the point of it is that I'm very in touch with how I feel and my intuition. And something that gave me great joy in the past is now shifting. And it's helping me to make clear decisions and not sit in that place of overwhelm, upset. Oh my goodness, what am I going to do? instead of letting it push me into overwhelm, I'm like, cutting this out now. So I wrote one of the captains and I said, take me off the roster for the 17th. I'm not going to play because I need a little bit of a break right now. I'm playing this Sunday and I'm going to do that. You know, in competition, I play no matter what. So that's what we are doing here. We're getting you in tune to your intuition so you can make better choices. So you get off the friggin' fence and make decisions and activate your life and move forward and start living the life that you're dreaming. Okay. If any of you have questions about the exercise, but you're going to open this Tuesday. I don't want you coming to Wednesday next week at 12 noon when I'm live and opening it then. I want you digesting it and being with it and playing with it. And then I want you coming here Wednesday because they gave me another exercise. So I'm not sure how I'm going to do this because if people are joining new, but they'll let me know. But bring these pages with you. All right, so let's see what you guys got. Sony said, I got a grasshopper and a symbol that came was a star. Great. I hope that you know, like if you don't know what that means, look up the symbolic meaning of a grasshopper and look up stars, like stars. I love stars. Stars to me are about connecting with my original family, my original truth. I'm getting a tattoo on Monday, my first tattoo. I'll see if he'll do a little video. I'm so private, like with a lot of things. I tell you guys after I go through stuff, but I'm starting to share as I'm going through it now. And there may be a star in that tattoo. Okay, Kama Devi said, I got a few symbols. I chose the last. I felt as if my mind was busy and too involved. Great question, Kama Devi, because that's another thing that this exercise is going to do, because it's going to allow you to stop being distracted by things that are keeping you on the fence. It's going to allow you, thank you. They're talking to me a lot. It's going to allow you to know this is the symbol to pay attention to. Because a lot of times in membership, they ask me, what's a symbol? And I say in the beginning, everything's a symbol. Because really, honestly, when you drop into the synchronistic language of the universe, everything is a symbol. Because they're speaking to you in a whole other language. And when you start operating in that language, in your truth, in the synchronicity that is in your heart with the universe, oh my goodness, it's like, wow, like this. I can't even put words to it. So what's happening for you, Kamal Devi, sweetie, is that you're just noticing the distraction, which is great. So what you want to do is at least write 3 symbols down a day, at least 3. And make yourself, even if you're doubting the symbol, make yourself trigger into it. Make yourself be like, okay, this is the one. This is the one we've got to do. All right. Yes, definitely, Pia, can be more than one symbol of your own. Totally, sweetie. If you're already, like, the reason why I did categories, and you can even play a game with yourself. You could wake up in the morning and go, I'm going to look for things that are yellow. And I'm going to write down the things that are yellow. Or I'm going to look for fish, wherever I see fish. Not fish at the fish market, but maybe pictures of fish or fish that arrive on Facebook or something about fish or pets. I'm going to look for pets today. Or I'm going to look for flowers. I'm going to notice what flowers I see. You can do that too if you get like caught up with not knowing which symbol is what. You guys seem to be really well versed. All right, let me get some of these questions, which is great. So Anna says, for me, the mantis is regal and poised, how it made me feel. That's wonderful. Can't wait to see what question it's answering. Carolee got a weeping willow with a huge amethyst crystal sitting at its base. Great. So I want to make sure that you guys are writing how it makes you feel, what you know about it. Like weeping willows I went to a very, very, very private Catholic school when I was growing up. There were 15, 20-foot walls around it. I went to school with them. Can I say this? The Mafia Princesses. I said it. And I was a cop's daughter. But there were weeping willows all over this property. There was a tennis court. There was a pond where you could row boats. It was like unbelievable. And weeping willows to me, really, because I hated that school, were really beautiful to me. I love that weeping willow tree. Like God must have been communicating. Like I definitely have a spiritual practice, you know. But so I love that. So know where it brings you. Like weeping willows right away bring me to grammar school, which is not the greatest experience for me, but I'm healed over it. And it's everything that it taught me. All right. Ruth Shawn said, I kept trying to think of the symbol I wanted rather than have it come to me. Great. Go with that. Intuitive living. Intuitive living. It's easier than it seems. Oh, I want to go with the symbol I want instead. Trust it, sweetie. Your intuition is saying this is what we're trying to communicate with you. What I want to get you out of too is powerless thinking. I'm finding with my audience, a lot of people, I'm not saying this for everybody, so just forgive me if I don't mean to insult, but what they're saying is we have been trained to take information from outside in, right? So I have a lot of audiences that are out there studying with a lot of different spiritual teachers or listening to the telesummits and things, and they're great. That's where you found me, right? So I love it. And I love a lot of the people that are on there and like a lot of the hosts and stuff. But what I want you to do is to stop second guessing yourself. Oh, what is so-and-so going to think about this? Or what does so-and-so want? Or what did so-and-so say? I want you to take the teachings from each of the people you like and make them your own. So when I say to you, trust the symbol, it comes to you, it makes you to start trusting yourself. I know I went a little bit on a rampage, but hopefully you're following me. It makes you trust yourself more than the outside individual. So you may be thinking, Marilyn would say to me, you got to go with the symbol that Spirit shows you, and I'm saying, no, I want you to trust yourself first. So I'm just trying to show you that I want you to get out of habit of what others say, even great teachers, me included, and more of what your heart is saying, okay? So I love these. I'm going to just, let me see some more, and I'm going to have to go in a minute. Victoria got a pew and an aisle, walk away. Great. Victoria's in membership. Great, Victoria. I love what you got, how clear it was, and that you got the message walk away right away. So that is wonderful. Nancy got, Adina, I'm going to go to you next because I see a question here. Water, a big wave washing over me, felt good. Great. You know what's funny about this, Nancy? When I was going through all my trauma, I was dreaming about tsunamis, and the tsunami happened too. I think tsunami dreams might have been, I don't dream about world disasters. It's not a thing for me. It's not something I want the responsibility of knowing ahead of time. It happened to me only once, but it's not something I engage as a medium, as a channeler, as an intuitive. But tsunamis with me, and they put a lot of fear in me. Like, I don't want beachfront property when I have my second home. But water for you is waves washing over you. So you get to see how our own life experience dictates the meaning of a symbol. Life experience dictates the meaning of a symbol. And water in dreams is about destiny. So this is a really good experience. When you dream about running water, it's about destiny. And that is wonderful. If you dream about frozen ice, it means your destiny's frozen. All right, Adina. I was suddenly worried I wasn't being imaginative enough. It was the round table at the center of the conference room. I pictured myself in. I knew that room and the table, and it was always there. So was this really me? I think you're asking if it was really you at another time, or I think that's what you're asking, or if it's a parallel life. I know the room and the table is always there. So was this really me? I would suggest lean into the really you part. That's okay. And then if you find yourself in that room with the round table, start asking yourself, what color are the walls? Are there any pictures hanging on the wall? What color is the floor? What color is the doorknob? What color is the hinges on the doorknob? What that does is if you're seeing one image constantly with something, it allows you to expand the image, because sometimes we could do the visualizations of what we want in our lives, right? And then the visualization almost becomes boring. It becomes the same thing over and over again. So you want to get into the specificity of the visualization, which is why I've been doing sense stuff with you guys, so that it expands, because the more the visualization expands, the more this expands to receive. Okay, let's see. No, was it my imagination or just a memory? The room is real. It could be either or, but spirit doesn't, for me right now in that question, Adina, is let it be both, but let it feed where you're going. So let's not, this is a great, and I hope I understand this right, and I hope I don't insult you by saying this, let it not be a distraction of what it is. Let it feed the forwardness. So that's what I'd ask you to do. And then what may happen, you may be having a deja vu moment. What may happen is you may walk into that conference room and go, oh my goodness, this is the one I've been seeing. Got it. Good girl. Yeah. So there was something I was going to tell you. So some of the symbols, like at the green bench that I got, you'd be surprised. I'll forget about this. This is why I record things. And then you'll find them in your future. And you won't remember it. And then maybe you'll remember it. Or maybe you'll go into something and be like, oh my goodness, that's the clock they showed me. I'm exactly where I need to be. That's the clock. That's the owl clock they showed me. So that's the synchronistic living. I think I'm really opening a great can of worms here with you guys. Let me know if this is really helping you. Anna says, after the song I got, play that funky music, and how it made me feel was, I don't want to hear this song. But go back to a time when you first heard that song, because that reminds me of my teenage years. You know, play that funky music, wild boy. So hopefully I said the lines right, and it's not wild boy or whatever. Anyway, so look that up. So that's great. Okay, so I just want to see if I'm missing anything, if there was any questions. Pauline says, for the last symbol, she saw Venice, never went there. Great. You know what I would want for you, Pauline? I'd want you to go look at images of Venice right now on Google, and how do they make you feel? And then write down next to this, wow, I just looked at images in Venice, and I've been to Venice. It's amazing. It's magical. And it made me feel so in love with myself, so amazing, so connected, and write that down. So that's what I would have you do. Viorga got a friendly snake. I love that. And it's live right now, Linda, but we did a whole exercise, so you're going to want to watch it. Snakes are about transformation. Snakes are about, and Vioric is in membership too, so I know people a little bit more, that's all. And if you guys aren't in Soulful Living, go into Soulful Living, because I'm going to be doing more in there. I know I keep saying that and threatening that, but I will. Snakes are about going into the other dimensions too, and Vioric has been working very, very, very hard with, and very well versed with working with the guides and the symbols and all the lessons that she's learning in membership. And so the snake is about, when the snake sheds its skin, its eyes shade over. They become film. There's a film that goes over them, and it's known, I believe it's in shamanism, that they're heading into another realm. So hopefully you're still on, Bjork, and you heard that. All right. So I am going to go. Thank you, Sony. She said, great insights, Marilyn. You rock. And let's remember, okay, do this work. I'm glad this is helping, Nancy. I haven't done a workshop like this with you guys in Facebook Live, and it was a lot of fun for me, so I'm glad it's fun for you. I want to get you guys off the fence. I want you making decisions. I want you living powerfully from your center, not from somebody else's idea of what powerful is, but from yourself. So Victoria says, just like finding an article this morning about spending 15 minutes each week doing a day in the life in the Jan Family Circle magazine. Is just listening to the 360 call yesterday, got the message, and we'll do my homework. Wow, did they call it a day in the life? Cool, cool, cool. Love that, Victoria. So Tuesday night, you're going to do this. And if you're just joining now, go back, watch this. It was an incredible exercise, really powerful, a lot of fun. You can see it from the comments below. Hey guys, if you like this video, share it with your friends. Share it with your friends if you want. And read this Tuesday night, and see me here next Wednesday, 12 noon Pacific time. And come, and we are going to do some more with intuitive living. Hold on, the mailman's leaving. Intuitive living for intuitive listening for powerful decision making, and intuitive living for powerful decision making. Hopefully you can hear me. Thanks. Much love to all of you. Share the video if you liked it. I'll try to either edit this down or do another video, but don't let that stop you. If you're just joining now, go watch it and comment below. I'm going to come back onto this video and look at the comments. I do go to the most recent, and I'm going to start engaging more with you guys through the comments. It's going to also be in Soulful Living, because we put it in there too. You can comment there as well, and I will be there. Much love to all of you. Thank you so much.